tutorial. It's the Atlanta Braves at New York, and we're starting off at the top of the fourth inning. In this series of tutorials, I'm looking at range, errors, ballpark, and base running more so than anything else. I think those are the things that really stand for the largest learning curve, or the biggest learning curve. And that's where we are. We are in the top of the fourth inning. It's going to be Jerry Royster, Jimmy Wynn, and Darrell Evans. The Mets are up 1-0 on a third inning Bruce Beauclair home run. It's Phil Niekro versus Tom Terrific. And we are right about to get started. Let me just get the crowd into it. Need that crowd noise in the background. I hate to play with the silence. All right. We got them going. And inside pitch, you roll the D20. You start off with a red or orange for the Mets, and then a white. You read the orange first, and then the white second. It could be red and white or black and white, whatever you want. And then you look off the pitcher card. The red is going to represent the column, and the white's going to represent the row. And then that'll direct you to the next event. All right, here goes. Say 1, column 1, and a 5 is a range play. So how do you play a range play? Well, we go off the batter card, Jerry Royster, and we're going to throw an extra die, which is going to be a green die. I use green to represent the field, the base, the defensive field. And it's a 6-5 with a 6. A 6 tells me that's an automatic hit, just like a 1 is usually an automatic out. So this is going to be a 6-5, and it's going to be a single to right, which the right fielder does not get to. It is a single. Now, had it been an out, I would check to see if it's a double. In other words, had it been an out and he doesn't get to it, then I would check to see if it's a single or a double. In this case, it already tells me it's a single, so I'm going to stay with that single result. So Jerry Royster is on base. And next up is Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon. Jimmy Wynn came up in the first inning and struck out. He's up again now in the top of the fourth with a runner on. And we will be rolling off of Tom Seaver. Say 3-2 against a righty. It's a blank. There's a slash, and on the left of the slash, it's the lefties. On the right of the slash, it's a blank, so that would be the righties. There's no result, so that tells us to go off Jimmy Wynn's card. And a 5-3 is a fly ball right field. And drifting under it is Bruce Beauclair for out number 1. Darrell Evans. Here's the pitch off Seaver, a 6-5 against a lefty is a blank. So we are rolling off Darrell Evans' card, a 5-1, and that's a star line, a double star 6. And the star line is on the pitcher's card, and a 6 is going to be a fly to center. After it is uncertain, he runs it down, 2 outs. And now it's Dave May. He's a left-handed batter, batted .215 and 3 home runs. And right now I'm not needing the result of the 20-sided die, so I'm not worried about it. When it asks me for that, I will roll it. And it's a 2-5, and that's going to be a hit by pitch, -1 on Seaver's card and 3 on the batter's card, so that's a 2. So we are going to roll the D20, looking for a 1 or a 2 and a 1. So Dave May is plunked by Seaver. I'm going to put that down here. Hit by pitch 1 for Tom. And that's going to put runners on first and second with 2 out. That brings up Leon Lacy. He goes to the Dodgers. I said the Pirates earlier, but he goes to the Dodgers. I'm using his Dodger card because the card comes with the last team he faced. And he's up, and here's the pitch. It's a 3-6, and that's a potential strikeout. And that is a strikeout, number 7 for Seaver, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Dave Kingman, Wayne Garrett, and Jerry Grody in the bottom of the 4th for the Mets. Here's a pitch from Phil Negro. It's a 4-5. It's wild, so that's going to be a foul ball. Only if there's runners on base would you check the wild pitch rating. Now it's a 1-6. That's a potential walk. And it's not going to be a walk. It's too high. Kingman goes up to 4 against right-handed pitchers, and that's an 18. So we're going to roll off of Dave Kingman's card. And that's a 1-2, and that's a fly to deep center field. Turning around and heading for the track is Office, and he squeezed it for the out. Got a good read on that ball. All right, Wayne Garrett, he's a left-handed hitter. He's 1 for 1 today. Pitch from Negro. It's a 4-3. That's a potential walk. And it is going to be a walk. So we rolled an 8. It's 15 on Garrett's card. And it's a -1 on the ballpark card. We still have a walk with plenty to spare. Jerry Grody, 1 on and 1 out. Here's a pitch. That's a 6-2. That's a range play at the ballpark. All right. So we grab the ballpark card, and we're going to grab our 3 dice, and it's going to be a 5-1. A 5-1 is a ground ball to the shortstop, but we rolled a 5. The shortstop is Cheney. I looked before, and he's a 1, so that is past Cheney into left field, and stopping at second base is going to be Garrett. Garrett is not that quick, and yeah, he's a 2, and you need to go from first to third on a ball that's hit to the shortstop. You need to have at least on an S6 at least a 5. So yeah, I knew that already by memory, so I knew that he wasn't going to get there. So first and second, 1 out, and it's Buddy Harrelson. Buddy Harrelson struck out earlier in the game on that knuckleball. All right, here's Phil Negro. Looks for the sign. He sets and deals. That's a 1-3, and that's an error, a potential error on a throw. So that's a good one. With runners on first and second, a potential error on a throw. Now, there's a bunch of steps here, so let's just write that down so we don't. And we are going to roll the D20. Now, that's definitely going to be an error because that's a 1. So unusual to have anybody in the infield that's a regular starter be less than a 1. If there's a guy playing a secondary position, that he could be a 0. In other words, he's playing a position where he committed no errors at. So there's a possibility, highly unlikely, that I have anybody like that. So I can already visualize some sort of an error. It's a 5-4. I look on the batter's card. It's going to be a grounded to short. So it is going to be an error on Darrell Cheney. And this may be his second error of the game. But this one's going to be a throwing error. So this is a handful here. So Buddy Harrelson is a 3. And this is going to be a potential throwing error. Now there's the first baseman, Darrell Evans, has a chance to block the ball from going wild and rolling away. And he's a 3. So we're going to write that in. He's a 3 range. Okay. So we're going to roll 1 die, see if it's a 3 or less. Then he'll block the ball, and it's only a 1 base error. And we roll a 6. Okay. So that means he doesn't block the ball. Now we have to check every runner to see if they get an extra base. But if my lead runner doesn't get it, well, then nobody's going to get it. All right. So we're going to try Wayne Garrett as a 3. I looked at his. I did not look. Is he a 3 or is it 2? Wayne Garrett is a 2 base runner. So we have to check if he takes the extra base, and he does take the extra base. Now Grody, I believe, is a 2, and we're going to use that same number for Grody. Grody does not take the extra base, so that means Buddy Harrelson is going to get 1 base. So Grody goes to Wayne Garrett is going to get the automatic 1, and he's going to score on the error. Grody is going to go to second, so he gets 1 base, but he doesn't get the extra base. And then Buddy Harrelson is going to be on base on an E1. And up comes Tom Seaver. Yeah, that's a handful. All right. So it's Tom Seaver with runners on first and second, and he's going to swing away. He batted .085. Actually, you know what? This is not one of Seaver's better. So this is another one that's kind of tricky, a bunt, because we do have to look at this chart here. What did I do with it? Okay, I already separated that chart. So let's bunt with Seaver. Gonna roll. And it's gonna be a 6-1, and that's a potential strikeout. And a 14. Seaver's strikeout is halved, so it becomes a 10, and it's a 14 the roll. So there's no strikeout, so he is going to bunt the ball. Now we're going to roll for the bunt. Seaver's a 4 bunter. Now the infield is halfway. So halfway on a bunt. Base runner of hitter. All right, so on a bunt, we're going to, if they're halfway, you know what, I'm not going to take really long to do this. Seaver's a 4. And if they were in, I would say move them 1 to the left. In is a range. Okay, range is +2 on a bunt. Oh, if they're halfway, the range is +1 on the bunt. No change there. And no change. Okay, if there's a range play, the infield is going to be a +1. But that's it that I can see. So Seaver's a 4, and we rolled a 12, and that's going to be a good bunt for Seaver. So that's going to be a good bunt for Seaver. 1 to 14 says successful sacrifice if bunting for hit, roll 1d20, resolve by adding bunt rating plus BR rating, infield rating, roll less or equal to, save for single. All right, we're not going to do any of that. So this is the chart that you're looking at. We're looking at 4 right here, 1 to 12. The 12 that we rolled is within the 1 to 14, so that's a good bunt. And who's a 2? What is that? A 2 says it's to the first baseman. So that's a sacrifice to the first baseman. Both runners move up. Now it's second and third for Bruce Beauclair, who's 1 for 2 with a home run. Now, let me just check something real quick here on the bunt. Anti-throw chart, runner chart, range play, lineouts, groundouts, sacrifice bunt. All right. If the infield is playing in, you subtract 1 from the bunt rating. So, okay, if the infield is playing in and they were not playing in, I wish it would say that on a chart I used. It doesn't say that. See, I have to look at the other chart for that. Yeah, it doesn't say that. Wish it would say it there. All right, so we played it right. The infield was not in. They were halfway for the double play. And I'm going to roll for I haven't been rolling for the pickoff. So it's going to be the top of the order. Bruce Beauclair. Here's the pitch. And that's a 3-2, and that's against the lefty, it's a blank. We're rolling off of Beauclair's card. And that's a 6-5. That's a grounded to short. Infield is back, and that's going to be an out to retire the side. So a slow roller to the shortstop who charges it, picks it up barehanded, throws to first in time. And that's 1 run on the error, a hit, and 2 men left on base. We go to the top of the 5th, and it's 2-0. I take a quick drink. All right. Let me slide this over a little bit. And I have some extra room, so I'm going to slide this over even more. Bring the score sheet into view. All right, we're continuing here in the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be Biff Pocoroba, Darrell Chaney, and Phil Niekro. The score is 2-0 Mets. A home run in the 3rd, and then a run that scored on an error by the shortstop, his 2nd error of the day. Darrell Chaney, not a very good shortstop for the Braves in 1976. So here's a pitch from Seaver. It's a 4-3, and a 4-3 is a range play. So we're going to roll off of Biff Pocoroba's card, and that's a 5-6 is a fly to right, and Kingman's out there, and he's not going to get to that. So since it's an out, it becomes a hit, but we don't know what kind of a hit. We're going to roll 1d6, and a 1, 2, 3, 4 is a single, a 5 and a 6 is a double, and it's going to be a single for Biff, a leadoff single, and Biff Pocoroba is on at first. Darrell Chaney. I'm going to roll that D20 to see if I'm not going to find that. We're not going to chase that. She's going to pull another D20. All right. No more D20s anywhere? We always have more D20s. All right. I do not see any more D20s. All right, no more D20s there. I took some dice outside. Let me see if there's any in here. No. So we may have to go chase that one that rolled away from us. Let's see where that is. Or I got to go outside. Oh, I think I see it. I do think I see it. All right, it's a 5-4, and that was we got a single. We got Daryl Cheney's up, and a 5-4. We're rolling to see if there's a pickoff. That's why I wanted that. Okay. There's no pickoff. Here's a pitch from Seaver. So 1-6. That's a potential home run. Daryl Cheney hit 1 home run in 500 at bats. So that's going to be doubtful that he hits a home run off Seaver. We can use that 5, so we don't have to roll it again. Against a switch hitter, he'll be batting a lefty, so it's 1-12. So that is a potential home run. So it's a home run question mark off Seaver's card. You look at the home run question mark on his card, and then you look at the result of a D20. We have a 5, so that's going to fall in within 1-12. So now we have to roll off Daryl Cheney's card to see if he hits a home run. He needs a 1 or a 2 to do that, and I doubt we're going to roll that. We roll a 12, so there's no home run, but Daryl Cheney does get a chance, and that's a snake eyes, which is going to be a fly to center. So that's 1 out. Up comes, this is 1976, so we're not pinch hitting for the pitcher in the 5th inning. Up comes Phil Niekro. Pitch from Seaver. It's a snake eyes, which is a potential K. And an 11. It will be a K because it's a +5 on the K here at Shea Stadium. And it's Niekro with a 6, so 5 + 6 is an 11, and that's an 11. So it's a strikeout, and that's number 8 for Seaver today. 2 out, runner on first. We forgot to roll for the, and we'll roll one more time. He doesn't get a pickoff attempt. And here's Roland Office. Office is 0 for 2. He's grounded back to the pitcher and struck out. That's a 5-5. That's a ballpark result. So we're going to look at the ballpark. And it's a 5-1. It's a ground ball shortstop. Up with it is Harrelson, flips to Mian, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and after 4.5, it's 2-0 Mets. All right, Felix Mian against Phil Niekro. Mian is 0 for 1, walked in the 1st and grounded out in the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Mets. Here's the pitch from Niekro. It's a 5-1. It's a potential hit by pitch. 7 + 9 is 16. See what happens with the D20, and it's a 15, so it's a hit by pitch. So both pitchers have plunked the batter, both Seaver and, so everybody's happy and even now, even Steven and Del Unser. Del Unser's a 226 hitter. He's a 5 bunter. We're going to try to bunt with him. Let's try to see if there's a pickoff first. On a 20, we check for a pickoff. And an 11, yeah, it's not enough to run or anything like that. Okay. Del Unser, we are going to swing away with Del. Well, we're going to bunt. Infield's halfway. That's a 5-6. That's a range play. So we're going to try a range play. Remember, the infield is +1 because they're halfway on a bunt attempt range play. So they're going to be +1, whoever it is. And we will roll to see who it's to. It's to the. It's a 2. It's to the pitcher. Pitcher's Seaver, and he's a 4 range. So see if he gets to it. 4 or less, he does get to 5. But he's a +1. Remember, he's a +1 for being halfway. And well, I guess a pitcher's always considered. That's a question in this game. Is a pitcher always considered halfway? You know. So we're just going to give him the +1, just because he's ready and expecting it. So he's going to get to it. It is going to be a good sacrifice fly. I'm sorry. We didn't roll to see if it's a good bunt yet. A range play. Let's see, because it could be an error. It could be a bunch of things, I guess. Or not, it couldn't be an error, but it's a 20. So it's a range play. He does get to it. And a 20 is going to be, okay, it says great bunt. Everybody's safe with a single. So, again, bunts are tricky. Bunts are tricky. That's why I'm doing a few of them here. So let's look at the bunt rating, or the bunt chart, if you will. And so range play require a range check. A failed range check is a single. A successful range check is a sacrifice. Okay. So it's a sacrifice to the pitcher. Then he throws to the second baseman. And Mian goes to second base. Now we go to regular play. We're going to roll see if there's a 20 for a pickoff. There's no pickoff. But a 2, he could try to steal third, but I'm not going to do that right now. Actually, I don't know what the rule is for that, and I'm not going to look that up. All right. So here's the pitch from Necro to Kranepool. It's a 41, and that's at the ballpark. So again, we're going to grab the ballpark card. We're going to roll, and that's we got at the ballpark 1-3, and that's a grounded to short. So a grounded to short, and on that, the advance on that is if the base runner beats a 1d6 roll, and I don't think that's going to happen. No, he's not going to beat that. Because who's on first? Felix Mian's a 2, so he does not beat that. So it's just a ground ball to short. Shortstop looks Mian back to second. And that, with 2 outs now, brings up Dave Kingman. Here's a pitch. Necro to Kingman. It's a 6-4, and that's a wild. 1-9 is a wild pitch, and we roll a 20. And we didn't roll. We forgot to roll for the. Well, we can try a pickoff there, and a pickoff. We use that 20 to. We didn't roll for the pickoff, so he gets picked off. We roll the 5, and it's 4 and 5 is a pickoff. 1-3 is a balk, and Necro turns around and whips it to the shortstop Cheney, who tags out Mian, and they surprise Mian, and it's a pickoff. It's a 1 pickoff move, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, none left. Top of the 6th. All right, Seaver to Royster. Now, Seaver's pitching a 3-hitter here in the top of the 6th inning. Jerry Royster, a 5-6 is going to be almost an automatic strikeout, and it is. And let's double check that. Harrelson, we rolled a 5. Harrelson should not be lower than a 5. That would be unusual. He's a 10 shortstop, so that means 10 or less. It's an error. It's a 1 base error. And it's going to be Dave May coming to bat. And it's a 1-2, and that's going to be a potential strikeout. And May 14 strikes out, number 10. Tom Terrific. He's got 10 Ks in this game. And that is no runs, no hits, 1 left, an error. So the Mets have an error now. And after 5.5, it is 2-0 Mets. Dave Kingman's leading off. Remember, he was at bat when Mian got picked off at second base in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a pitch from Necro. That's a 31. And that's ballpark. And it's a 2-4, and that is going to be a deep fly ball right field. Back to the track goes May and hauls it in for out number 1. Long fly ball by Dave Con Kingman. Wayne Garrett. Here's a pitch from Necro. And that is a 6-5. That's a blank. So we're looking at Wayne Garrett's card, a 1-5, and that is a 9 question mark. So it's a drive to right field. What's it going to become? We don't know yet. 1 to 13. It's going to be something for the batter. It's a 2, so that's line base hit. Frozen rope to right, and it's cut off by Dave May. He gets it in quickly to the second baseman, Lee Lacy. Jerry Grody. I'm going to roll that D20, look for that pickoff. Nope. And now it's a 2-3. And that is a walk plus. So we're going to roll again. We already used that one. 15. And a walk plus is going to definitely be a walk. So Grody trots down to first base, ball 4. And here comes Bud Harrelson. Harrelson's 0 for 2. He reached in the 4th on an error by shortstop. All right, Phil Niekro against Bud Harrelson. Niekro looks in for the sign, sets heels. Infield is halfway for the Braves. And that is a 3-6. A 3-6 is a potential error on a grounder. I'm going to use that 8. So let's see if it is a grounder. A 6-6 is a grounder to short. And that is going to be a 3rd error of the day on Darrell Chaney because he's a 13. So, yes, sirree. And that is an E6. Loads the bases. 3 errors on the shortstop today, which is not a typical event. I think that's probably one of the first times that's happened in this game. Tom Seaver with the bases loaded. 1 out. Infield is in. They want to stop the run at home. And that's a 4-6, and that's going to be a blank. So we're rolling off Seaver. We got a 4 there. We're going to use it in case we need a 4. I'm going to use that. Here's the pitch off Seaver. It's a 1-3, and it's ground ball third base. Ground ball third base. And infield in, we are going to have a huge advantage over Wayne Garrett. On a 1, he'll make it home. On a roll of a 1, he'll make it home. Actually, no. He's out automatically, but we're going to try for the double play. For a double play, we're going to need a... No, we can't get the double play, so we're going to go for the fielder's choice. And the 1-3 is going to be a 5-5-2, fielder's choice. Bases loaded. So it's with the infield in, it's a -2 to the base runner, and my base runner was Wayne Garrett, and he's a 2, so he was a 0, so that is an automatic out at home. And then I tried for the double. I wanted to try for the double play, throw home and then to first, but Seaver is a 1, and then Niekro is a -1, so that's a 0, so there's no chance for a double play, so they could only get the force. That's how I played that. All right, Bruce Beauclair with the bases loaded. Now, checking for Niekro. Niekro can go 31 batters. He's gone to 27 batters, 9, 9, and 9. That's 27. And I could write that in here, 27, just to remind myself. And on the right side, he's got a 14. That's a total of hits, walks, and runs allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he still hasn't gotten there. So here's a pitch to Beauclair. That's a 5-6. That's a range play. So we're rolling off of Beauclair's card. And it's a 1-1. That's a grounder past the diving Chaney. That's going to score at least 1 run for sure. So it's a G6, or it's an S. An S6. And to score home with 2 outs, Harrelson's a second. He's going to get a boost. On an S6, it's a 3 or more. 3 or more to score from second base with 2 outs. We're going to add 1 to Harrelson's base running. Let's see what Harrelson. I think Harrelson's a 2 base runner. He's a 3, so he does score. So that's a 2-run, 2-out single. Oh. And that's going to put, and does Seaver make it to third? What does he need to make it to third? He needs on an S6, he needs a 5, so Seaver's definitely not going to make it to third. So Seaver's going to stop at second. It's going to be first and second. 2 runs are going to score. That's going to be 3 RBIs on the day for Bruce Beauclair. And that's it. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. And Felix Millan. So that's 3 more points added to Phil Niekro. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he can go 14 on the right side, on the right column. And I like that. It's just, again, it's more detailed. So Phil's still good. And he's going to face Millan. That's a 1-2, and that's going to be a tired single. He's not tired yet, so we're going off Millan. And it's a 6-6, and that's a grounded short. Cheney's going to get to this one. Flips to the second baseman, and that retires the side. But the Mets pick up 2 big runs. They lead at 4-0 now. And it was 2 runs on 2 hits, a walk and an error. And that's going to be it for this part 2 of my range, error, ballpark, base running, and bunt tutorial. I think those are basically the 5. Now, the only one I haven't hit yet is the hit and run, and I'll probably save that for the next round of videos. Haven't tried a hit and run yet. And these tutorials are great because they also help me learn the game a little bit better as well. When I play alone, sometimes I don't really go all out. If I'm doing a tutorial, I try to kind of just focus a little bit more and just follow the rules more to the letter than I would if sometimes I play alone. I kind of simplify things and I overlook certain things, and I do the same thing for both teams. So Seaver's pitched great so far. 6 innings. He's gone. He's allowed only 3 hits. He's got a hit by pitch. So he's allowed 4 base runners and then 1 reach on an error. So we're going to start the part 3 of the tutorial, which I'm going to do in a second. I'm going to get something to drink and continue on. I slept for a while. I'm refreshed, so I'm going to continue this, and this will be there for the guys who want to check out tutorials and so forth. And this will be the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th inning for the next tutorial. It'll be part 3. So this is CP Cards and Dice signing out. Hey there, Philip Reynolds and Daniel. Sorry, guys, I didn't look up. It's so late. I said nobody's going to be awake at this time. And how you doing? Enjoying Inside Pitch? Good. How's it going, Philip? Played a small game Inside Pitch with Rick tonight. Good. I'm glad. Rick is good. He knows the rules, and he's very clear. He's a good teacher. And so that's good. And he's got a lot of patience. All right, so you played a few innings of Inside Pitch. So I'm going to be back, guys. I'm going to be back. I'm going to get a drink, and I will do part 3 of Inside Pitch. And I broke it down into chunks because it's easier to learn that way, and I kind of go step by step, and that way I don't get burned out. Because if I played the whole game straight through, going step by step, real slow, it would be like an hour-and-a-half long video, and I think that's a little bit too long. I'd rather do 3 short videos. And it's easier for me. So this is CP Cards and Dice coming to you from CP Cards and Dice TV, and I will see you in a bit.